Hey everyone, how's it going? So I'm here for the BookTube Stats Tag. This tag was created by Anthony Andrews, and I was tagged by Elena McCreadena. Um, so it's just a bunch of questions about how long you've been on BookTube and kind of generally about BookTube. So I will get right to them. Number one is how and when did you discover BookTube? I discovered BookTube around between 2015 and 2016. I can't remember precisely. I know that by 2017 I had an awareness that BookTube was a thing and was watching a couple of BookTube channels and like knew them as BookTube channels. So around that area, basically the way I found BookTube was that I basically just went on YouTube. I had been reading more than I ever had before, and I just went on YouTube and started looking for reviews or discussion videos of books I was reading, because I was just interested to hear what other people had to say about them and to listen to reviews of them. And so through that, I just started to find BookTube channels. Some of the earliest BookTube channels I got really into were Climb the Stacks, who doesn't make videos anymore, but then Neil Griffiths and Steve Donahue. And then from there, it was basically all just downhill, arguably. So yeah. Number two is how long have you done BookTube? Just over a year. I started in June of 2017. It's now August of 2018. Number three is what is your favorite thing about BookTube? I like that on BookTube we have a huge diversity of opinion. It's like that we have, not unanimous love of one book, that there are almost always dissenting voices when a book seems to be universally loved. Especially when that book gets critical acclaim in like the wider world. But then on BookTube, people have a bit of a different opinion. I always love that as well. So yeah, number four is what is your least favorite thing about BookTube? This isn't really my least favorite thing. In fact, it's one of the things I like about BookTube, but it can get to me every now and then. And that is the repetitiveness of a lot of BookTube. I do actually like the repetitiveness of BookTube, because it's kind of a nice. I'm a person who really likes repetition and takes comfort in sameness and routine. And so I actually like the repetitiveness, but it would be nice to see a bit more new and interesting and different videos coming out. And like that's a bit hypocritical because I don't do many videos aside from Friday reads and tags. I'm gonna try to start doing that, but we'll see. But yeah, I like something different every now and then. So yeah. Number five, recommend a BookTuber. It was foolish of Anthony Andrews to think that anyone could just recommend one BookTuber. But that being said, Anthony Andrews is one of the BookTubers I would like to recommend because I have just discovered his channel and he's great. He's like 12 years old and is super articulate and intelligent, and I highly recommend his channel. BiblioAtlas, Crystal from BiblioAtlas, who just has the most mind-explodingly dense reading tastes. I'm kind of in awe of what she reads. Another one, Books I'm Not Reading, another channel I just discovered. I highly recommend her. And then Old Blues Chapter and Verse, yet another book channel that I've only just discovered, but who I am really enjoying. Number six is how did you expect your channel to go, and what were your goals when you started BookTube? Right now, my goals for my channel are mainly just that I want to make more polished videos. I want to do a bit more editing, not to the point where it's all artificial and too edited, essentially, as some videos get, but I do want to sort of edit out some of my ums and ahs, or the times I tend to go off on tangents that might not be that interesting, and things like that. Just to have a video that's a bit more, videos that are a bit more focused, in that sense, and a bit shorter. Some of my videos can get insanely long, and I'd like to keep them between, like, topping out at like 10 to 12 minutes, something like that. Now, when I came to BookTube initially, what I wanted to really do was a lot of book review videos, because those are what I liked watching. And I did that for a while. I did a lot of book reviews for a while when I first came to BookTube, and then got kind of intimidated with doing them. Intimidated because I put a lot of pressure on myself to do an interesting review, which I started to feel unqualified to do, because when I came to BookTube, there was kind of a learning curve where I realized that there were so many people who were better read than me and also more qualified to be talking about books in an intelligent way than me. And so I felt like a bit of a fraud coming on and trying to do these long, deep book reviews, sort of. And so I stopped doing that and started to do the more typical, like Friday reads and tags kind of content. And now I'm thinking of trying to get back into doing some, not necessarily book reviews, but videos where I talk about just one book. Kind of the videos I've been doing with my buddy reads with Elena Macredina, my video on the Canterbury Tales and my video on the Ovid's Metamorphoses. Because if I can make them into videos that are just supposed to be a bit more casual and not necessarily book reviews, then I'll feel like a bit less of a fraud doing them, because I did enjoy doing them. So I might try to do more of those, but in any case, my goals for now are just to make a more polished videos. So yeah, long answer to number 6. Number 7, are there any BookTubers you used to watch but don't anymore? Only one comes to mind. There's a channel who I got very into early in my time watching BookTube. The channel is called Books and Quills. It's very popular. I looked it up before doing this tag. She has like 170,000 subscribers. It's a huge channel. And I stopped watching because I lost interest in the books she was reading. I realized that her tastes weren't really in my area of reading, and I tend to watch channels where the person talks about books that I'm interested in. And also, it's one of those channels where the videos are all so heavily edited that it just doesn't feel like you're listening to a real human being. So yeah. Number 8, do you have a favorite book that was recommended by a BookTuber? I don't know about a favorite book, but I was recommended Shakespeare, The Invention of the Human by Harold Bloom by Lillian. And I'm really glad I read that, because it really got me into Shakespeare. And then another good example that comes to mind is the memoirs of Mary Karr. Her 3 memoirs, which I read because of Ashley from Climb the Stacks, and I really love those memoirs. So yeah, that is the BookTube Stats Tags. I am not going to tag anyone because I think Anthony tagged basically everyone I would tag, and then I think if he didn't tag everyone I would tag, then I think probably Elena tagged anyone else I would tag. So yeah, anyway, that is the BookTube Stats Tag, and thank you for watching, guys. Bye!